Hello, hello, hello. I don't know what happened there. Eh, Gongo so kitikwaru. Anywhere they day now, Gongo so kitikwaru. We are here. We are here. Oh. We are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know whatever happened there, but we are here. Welcome on board. Sorry, you. Can you hear me? Ah, Can you hear me? We are here. Welcome, welcome,
Okay.
welcome. I don't know whatever happened there, but we are here. Welcome on board. They say Makan Makan ni oyè ń kàn. We are now on the Makan Makan level. You see this daddy, our zaddy and our zaddy and his wife. Ó yí biribiri, ó kan wọ́n o. Ó yí biribiri, ó kan wọ́n o. E don yí biribiri, e don reach their table. You know say this daddy, this our zaddy get plenty estates. Basically, after Lagos landlord, na him be number 2 Lagos landlord. There was a time when this daddy dey reign. I mean a zaddy. Well, it's a zaddy now. It's not more a daddy. When this zaddy was reigning, everything wey they produce, the man was he was a renowned industrialist. People around my age and above my age, we know say when we're growing up, we get the item for our house. Eleganza biro. If you never use Eleganza biro, you don't miss. Eleganza biro, Eleganza cooler, Eleganza share. Nothing wey Eleganza no dey do in those days. Eleganza this, Eleganza that. That time Eleganza na household name. We get biro, we get I can't remember whether we get pencil. I can't remember. I know say they do book that time. They were doing book. They had exercise books. In short, there was nothing. Eleganza was a household name when Nigeria was still Nigeria. I don't know what they do now, but I know say that time, you cannot be in Nigeria. In short, every Nigeria house, you didn't need to be rich. Every Nigerian household had Eleganza item in their household when we're growing up. And daddy was doing really well, of course. Baba get children. He get plenty children. He was reigning when during the 80s and the 90s. These were the reigning names in those days. Yes, Eleganza. Eleganza cooler. I even remember. I can't remember who did birthday one time. It's not a birthday, I've been a wedding they did. That they shared Eleganza. Nothing where they know they. Eleganza must be your souvenir. Okay? But over time, like every other business in Nigeria, we don't know what happen. The business fizzled away. It's still there. I mean, I think they are still existing, but of course, it's not like what it used to be. Even the Eleganza gun, they know the Eleganza for their own house. At least you get one time. This our Zaddy in last wife. Well, officially. Even Kinon Porukwe, in those days, anyway, our daddy now got married. When our daddy got married, we said, this is lovely. Daddy like fresh blood. Now that time, daddy come, he marry him wife. Before we know wetin dey happen, our daddy's wife, when the children decided, you know, say na Gen Z children, our daddy's wife gave birth to. So when our daddy's wife's children started using camera to camera their mama room and their mama closet, we see say their mama know Eleganza. Ehen. So obviously, I think the companies, I think the factories still exist, but I don't think it's business as usual like it used to be. I think they are still thriving in their own way, but it's obviously not business as usual. And having said that, there's been complaints even around the Eleganza factory itself, where some staff they've said. I mean, there's been rumors that staffs feels they are being gagged, the abuse of labor and all whatnot. There's been so many things. But don't forget, uh, daddy owns Lagos. I mean, they say daddy owns Nigeria. How daddy take own Nigeria, we don't know. But anyway, they shall say daddy own Nigeria. So, and we have been seeing lately, of course, for the last maybe half a decade or a decade ago, we have noticed that daddy obviously does not have the kind of power that he used to have in those days. Okay. Hi, how are you? Daddy does not have the kind of power that daddy used to have in those days. We notice that daddy now has the kind of power that daddy has. That power seems to have been relinquished to his younger wife, to his youngest wife. Well, officially, we don't know whether another wife did anywhere, but the youngest wife so far, which is the woman that is caring for him. This Auntie Sonyoyo, na im dey care for our Zaddy. Na im be the youngest wife, the mother of his younger children. Hopefully, those are his youngest. We don't know. Say àwọn olówó, we never know how many children they get. Now, when they don't buy, na that time children go come dey surface from every nook and corner. But for now, officially, our last wife na im own daddy's youngest children, as far as we know. Until when baba kpakoda, na that time we go know whether Zaddy get other children, whether Zaddy go play away from him Sonyoyo wife. Anyway, so if you're a Nigerian, uh Okoya is an household name, particularly if you're a Western Nigerian. Okoya is an household name. I will not necessarily say it's a name known across Nigeria. Their product might be known across Nigeria, but the name of the owner of the product, the name might not be known across Nigeria. So I don't want to play ignorance there. But of course, if you are in your 40s, yeah, if you're around about my age, 48, maybe 45, I would say maybe I don't know, maybe 40s, because you'll be too anyway. Either way, which way, Eleganza was Shareni, Sha. We all had Eleganza cooler. There was Eleganza cooler in our house at some point. There was Eleganza plate in our house at some point. Eleganza biro, Eleganza pen, Eleganza, all true. Anyway, to cut the long story short, away from the estate, manufacturing factory that our Zaddy has. Our Zaddy also has uncountable estates. Our Zaddy build house for every nook and corner of Lagos area. So one of the property na im cause wahala. Remember the house? Remember he has a family house in in Lekki. That family house, the house big way. There's been documentary about the house, how many rooms. It's a house is a big building within a big building. I think they're like chalets and they're like cottages or kind of cottage idea in that big estate. I think it's called the Okoya estate or something like that. Abio Eleganza, no be small thing. That Eleganza pen. We had red biro, black biro, blue biro. I think I can't remember that it used to do green. Oh, right, okay. Yes. So that's good because, to be honest, I didn't want to say early 40s because I wasn't sure at what stage Eleganza faded out of the market. So that's why I stay safe by saying if you are within my age of 48, 45, 48. Yeah. So, suddenly, there's been conversations about, is Eleganza, is Baba Okoya, is he still as rich as he used to be? How powerful is this man? If this man waka today, Yes, he has some properties, but those properties, like every other thing, these properties, are they tied to debts? Are they tied to debt? Oh, Eleganza Estate, thank you. Are they tied to debts, or are they properties that the children will truly inherit? Those were the questions we've been asking. And some people said, Baba still has, even if he buys today, there is still enough money. The properties would, the properties can be sustained by his family. The properties are worth the money, and the families cannot be impoverished. Uh, in as much as I love to say that, I would also like us to look at what is his name? MKO, late MKO Abiola. Late MKO Abiola in those days, we grew up with Concord newspaper, Concord airline, Concord this, Concord that. Today, all those things, they are just a name that we heard. Okay? Abiola died, and everything about Abiola, he went into the bin. I remember that Abiola back then, he had a popular interview where he said that he is so rich that even if abject poverty stumble into his riches, it will not even impact on his riches. That was the interview he granted back then. We now know that Abiola's wealth was not sustainable. Okay, and it's not sustainable. We know that Abiola's children, at least if I don't know anyone, one of his daughter came on Dragon's Den in United Kingdom. Dragon's Den is like a business, is a celebrity business. I don't know, is it celebrity? I don't even know what to call it. It's a reality show. No, not celebrity. Reality show business pitch program platform. Business pitch platform program. And one of Abiola's daughter came there to come and ask for money. I can't remember what she said she wanted to do, but she came to come and ask for money. And I remember the anchors of the celebrity of Dragon's Den. Two of them actually recognized MK Abiola in those days. And they were quite surprised Abiola's daughter, or even any of Abiola's children, will come out seeking for funds, because their father was wealthy. Okay, he wasn't just wealthy in Nigeria. If you know of Clydesdale Bank in the United Kingdom, Abiola had the highest share in Clydesdale Bank. So for Abiola's children or daughter to come and be asking for money to pitch business, that speaks volume. In the days when Abiola was alive, Abiola was a rainy man. Every woman, most women, well, not every woman. Abiola had a lot of children. He had numerous kids. The ones that they could count, fine. Or the ones that identified themselves, fine. Some of the women did not even bother identifying themselves. Okay? But remember, Abiola's gene is very, very strong. Just like this, our Zaddy's gene is very, very strong. If you see all his children, you can tell that Okoya is the father of those children. Okay? Even the one that this our small mommy, this one where our son your wife born for Baba. When you see the boys and when you see our children, you can tell that these ones are Okoya's kids. The only difference is they are fair. Obviously, their mother is fair. So we can tell that they are fair. But other than that, their facials and everything, you can tell that is their father. So Baba has a very strong gene. That is something that nobody can take away from him. Now, from Abiola's point of looking at Abiola, using Abiola as a case study, Abiola's children, they are even living, their house now is desolate. In those days in Ikeja, Abiola's house was a house to behold. It was a house that people stopped to behold. Today, those property, they are a shadow of themselves. In short, we don't know how many property Abiola had, both home and abroad. But even if he has properties, the reality is Those properties are not making any difference in the life of his children. We can see his kids out and about, you know. We've seen recent documentary where one of his child who lives, I think it's one or two of them, who live in the property, lives in the family property. You see how the house is looking. They were even to the extent they were showing, look at where our father's sitting room used to be. And that was in those days. Olowo ana ni Abiola. Okay? He don't buy, his money don't go with him. Odima, case closed. Now, on to our Zadi Okoya. Of course, Zadi Okoya is very old now. We can see him. If you remember Okoya in those days, and you see the Okoya now, you know, say Daddy no sharp, like how Daddy supposed sharp. Of course, age has caught up with him. He's not a young man anymore. And Daddy's little wife, the wife that is helping us to care for our daddy. The wife, Naoma Takpata Dide. Okay? So, there's this property. So, there's this property that is in Lekki. They say our Zadi, that our Zadi is busy quarreling with him and one Senator Domingo. They are in a legal battle over a property in Lekki. And that's over one of our daddy's property at Lekki. And we are wondering, what's going on? So they say tenant Igbenusi Mike say our Zadi. They say tenant Igbenusi Mike that they said that our Zadi's wife and some thug went over to the property. They were busy harassing tenants. And they said our Zadi's wife is the one that sent the tenants to the property. Let us read the legal battle. Let us read it. Let us read together and learn from it. For those that say that our Zadi's wife, they bought a property for her in London. The property is there. They bought property for her in London. They bought property for her in Germany. Now here we go watch a movie. Okay. So a letter surfaced on the 25th of July, 2025. Okay. It's from Tayo Oyetibo. That's the legal representation for one Mr. Adekunle Oyesanya. That's the attention to Adekunle Oyesanya. This letter was dated 25th of July, and the address is the principal partner Adekunle Oyesanya. Adekunle Oyesanya gave the address and everything that has to do there. Anyway, attention, dear Leonard Silk. Okay, Washiri. Appeal number, he gave it, Greenwich Tech Limited versus Razak I don't know what that is stands for. RAO Investment Property Company. That's Okoya. It says we remain counsel to Greenwich Berg Tech Limited, our clients, and whose instruction we write to you with regards to the above captioned appeal. Your letter dated 3rd of June 2025 refers, in response to the aforementioned letter, our client deposited our client despite your client's harassment. So this letter is being written to the Okoyas. Despite your client's harassment and out of good faith, has agreed to pay the sum of 4.5 million naira. Only 4.5 million naira only on each of the 16 units of 3-bedroom flats situated at plot 96 Ladipo Motosho Cole Street, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos for the year 2024/25, which amount to a total of 72 million naira. Money in Nigeria. In case you wonder, say money no dey, money in Nigeria per annum. Even though by the judgment of the High Court, they are only obligated to pay 3 million per flat. However, please note that the payment will be made on or before the 31st of August 2025. The letter reads on. Hold on. With regards to the 12 million stated in the item B of your letter, our client proposed to pay the sum of 6 million per flat for the year 2025-2026, bringing the total sum to 96 million naira. 96 million naira per annum, which our client will yield peaceable possession of the property to your client on or before the 30th of June 2026. Please note that our clients have informed us of the insistent harassment by your client, which includes but not limited to pasting various documents on the grass of the property. You see, say, wèrè la fi ń wo wèrè àti olówó àtòtòṣì Nàìjíríà, wèrè ni gbogbo wọn fi ń wo wèrè, wọ́n fi wèrè pọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ ni. Handing out letter to tenants and instigating them not to pay rent to our client and trying to execute the judgment which our client have appealed against. One of such letter is enclosed with this letter. We trust you will advise your client to detest from this complaint action for the sake of peace and the fact that the matter is sub judice. We hope that the above proposal is acceptable to your client. Our clients are ready and willing to make payments as stated above. We believe that you will use your good office to convince your client on this offer, which is a win-win situation for both parties. Please accept the assurance of our professionals. Regards. Okay. Now you will be wondering how what lead to all this wahala and the comic reader and given her. Nothing go with serious way, nothing go with what led to the property? $250,000. Razak Okoya and wife Shade in property dispute with Senator Domingo Obendi property. Okay. So Lagos. Oh, sorry. No. A major property dispute has broken out in Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, involving billionaire businessman Chief Razak Okoya, his wife, Chief Mrs. Shadi Okoya, and former Senator Domingo Bende. The fight is over a block of 16 three-bedroom flat located at plot 96, Ladipo Motosho Cole Street. The property is currently the subject of a court case. Suite number, they listed it, between Senator Domingo's company, Dajo Oil Nigeria Limited, and Okoya's company, ROA Investment Property Company. Tenants renting the building for commercial use says they are being harassed and intimidated by thugs allegedly sent by the Okoya. Nothing will we. As a logo, they put thug for outside. And so Talaka too, they put thug for outside. Lawlessness could see everybody. In a video seen by the reporter, a group of men described as Lagos thugs were captured, threatening tenants and lawyers on the property, claiming they were sent by Mrs. Shade Okoya. Una see am? Their own children grow for abroad. Wọ́n lo àwọn ọmọ tálákà láti fi ṣe thug. Meanwhile, their own children, they train them from abroad. They push up their own children. Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ náà máa ń rán níṣẹ́ dé tòrútòrú. Òun lọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀. Make I drink water. Despite complaints to the media in the past, tenants says the harassment has continued. Abi, ọmọlẹ́lẹ̀ ni ìyàwó Zadiwa. So he can never forget where she came from. And they boast that they own Nigeria. They say Okoya, they boast that they get Nigeria. Abẹ́ Ọlọ́run bí. They boast that they own Nigeria and keep sending thug and police to disturb us. Police that is supposed to uphold law, they send police and thug to harass people for Nigeria. Ṣé rí pé wàhálà wà? One tenant representative said, "We rented this place legally, but now we are stuck in the middle of their fight." When two elephants fight. Instead of settling their matter with the senator, they are making life hard for us. Document from Oludare Adaramewa and co-lawyer for Senator Domingo and Dago Oil explain how the problem started. According to the letter, Ms. Memunat Ajoke Olubando, Chief Okoya's ex-wife, who was running the company at the time before Sade took over, collected an advance payment of $250,000, which is 400 million, from Senator Domingo's company on behalf of ROA Investment Property Limited and Eleganza Ball Pen Industry Limited. The payment was meant to be a loan backed by the Lekki property as security. So they use the Lekki property to do surety or as guarantee, they use it as an asset guarantor. The property's original certificate of occupancy, C of O, was handed over as a proof of agreement. However, the letter says that despite several meetings and discussion, the Okoyas have not refunded the money. So they borrow money. Senator Loju. However, the letter says that despite several meetings and discussion, the Okoyas have not refunded the money or transferred ownership of the property as agreed. Because of this, Senator Domingo's company has gone to court, asking the court to take over and sell the property to recover the money owed. The lawyer also confirmed that the original C of O is still in their possession. That's still in the possession of Senator. Meaning Senator Domingo still has a legal claim of the property. Chief Razak Okoya is the billionaire founder of Eleganza Group, one of Nigeria's oldest manufacturing company. This disagreement has now created serious tension with the Okoya family and Senator Domingo battling over ownership, while innocent tenants suffers the effect of legal war. As I don't understand. Sherry, Nigeria na case of Olegba. So they said Chief Okoya's former wife. We had the problem to start. Now Chief Okoya's former wife now borrow $250 million. $250 million. That is 400 million. He borrow him. He use house to do collateral. He use the property. The property where they fight over. Now he used to do collateral. You know, say this one na the one way come outside. No could do correct approval. Now the one way they for press. Now we dey hear. They say Orishirishi day. Say that when this man buy, now that time everybody go understand. They say, hey, that name na just name. They say no tata for nyanya. Now so I hear when I do my investigation, I hear say in short, you don't tell where I don't hear this gist. No be new gist, to be honest. I hear say no tata for nyanya. Say na just empty shell na everything be. Now when the man don't work on that time, they go know say khaki no be leather. Okay? He get one of una very, very rich owner of bank. When the man waka, the wife think say everything dey peppy. He don't know say hey, one fi fish or one yawo. They do elegant funeral. Abi, I won't take talk and nothing we won't talk past that one. You know, Abi, anybody remember that bank person? Remember that popular bank, the owner of one popular bank like that? Where they can't do funeral. When I remember the person, okay, if I no feed the code, all well and good. No mention anybody name for my page. You that popular banker, their house, if you see the kind of house where they build mansion inside mansion. They do funeral finish. Now they come begin to look asset. Now they come realize, see, ashe, gbogbo when you ofegi. the everything on a borrowed level ni. On a borrowed level. On a borrowed level, now everything dey. They come begin dey look, they say, how everything go dey on a borrowed level? Which kind borrowed level? Shebi the man, the man was one of the cream de la cream of Nigeria. They read all the history, how he take start banking, how he take do this, how he take do that. What if go where? What if he yawo? So people think say the man get money. They no know say nothing dey happen. When you hear nothing is happening, nothing dey happen. You don sabi am, Abidemi, I like you well jare. Na SB, you don't know the person, you be good student. They say everything na ofege. Okay? And this are why Iyawo Sanyo-Oyo. People they say, he buy house, he buy am for her name or Odimma. Now when Baba don waka, I don't hear the gist. You don't think I don't hear that gist. Say now when Baba waka, now everybody go realize he say nothing dey happen for anywhere. Say money no dey, shishi no dey anywhere. They say even if Baba write will, say Baba don write will yo, everything wey dey Baba will, gbese no ba dey. Gbese. They say the people wey dey wait to collect their gbese dey plenty. So it is okay. And you know say the houses wey dey abroad, ọba fowó àwọn ilé tó wà labroad ọba fi yáwó. Walai talai. You know say you no be like Nigeria where you go dey say na my padi. They no send you. They no send when you dey hear make I sing Two-Face song wey he sing yesterday. As you dey see me so, I no send you. Oh, when he sing that song yesterday, if you see as I dey hype am. All of you, we need to learn from Abiola. Shebu na dey Aunty Adudu show yesterday where Aunty Adudu dey read the amount of money wey they say they give for inside will. Now one thing make the right will. Now another thing make the money dey available. Okay? They feel right. You know say person wey don kpai. Now wetin he write, they go say they obey wetin he write. Yes, he go write story. Na normal level the man go write. But when he write, when he don waka finish, wetin concern dead body with whether you collect your money or you no collect your money. Won't be that one funeral fun. This man now, if you kpai today now, àwa àti Sanyo-Oyo, you go do funeral, won't be that kó funeral. The wife of that banker, that man wey, I don't know, not a banker, na owner of bank. You know, I no see the kind of funeral where they do. They use how many days they do funeral. They say the wife, if only the wife know say, if only the woman know say, money no dey anywhere. They no for waste money, do that level of funeral where they do. The mama, the wife of the man, they say na so the woman dey sweat. When she realizes say, ofege everything. They say the mama dey sweat. No wonder. I look out for that time when they do funeral. When you see the woman just sit down. She be like confused.com. You know what they call confused.com? The woman just they look like confused.com. They say the woman don't they smell that coffee. The woman don't they smell the coffee say, gongoso, kitipuaru. They said they never even wait. Made the man even rest in peace. You know, say people where they owe money, they go want collect their money. They say they don't even wait, make the man rest in peace. Where they don't begin the write letter, where letter don't begin the flow. She don't know say Tata no dey yan. Fausat, wetin you dey talk? She don't know. And if you know the kind of money where they use to do that funeral, you don't remember, if you know the person where they talk, you go know the kind of funeral where they talk. You know, see as the kind money where they use to do funeral. Where they do cream de la cream funeral. Now when they say as the man, they never even rest the man in pieces finish. 9 letter don't they flow. No be only Nigeria, from the shores of abroad. Letter self they flow from Nigeria, from abroad. Now so letter they flow. The ones where you get for London, wọ́n ní àwọn Barclays Bank wọ́n ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé àwọn nǹkan tán ní sí London. They still dey speak grammar on top of am. They no waste time because na im name na dey the thing. They no waste time. They no, you know say abroad, e no be like Nigeria wey they go still dey do let us phone my friend that knows my friend. Ologbeni na their money they wan collect. So they say na gbanjo, wọ́n lu àwọn lẹ́yìn yẹn, wọ́n lu gbanjo ni. Okay? The one wey dey America, they say that one, they see they try speak grammar. But the money wey they say make they pay, they give them the time limit wey they give them to pay the money, abi na the time frame wey they give them to pay back the money. Na lie, that time frame no exist. That time frame, most likely they go collect the house, but they still dey go court, they come back like Lekki. Now, onto this Zadi. People say na billionaire. You know, say for Nigeria level, na billionaire. He get money for Nigeria, okay? Olowo anani. So he get money for Nigeria. But the truth be say, Iyawo Sanyo-Yo, I'm not sure say Iyawo Sanyo-Yo understand the say, he understand the kind level of gbese when your husband dey. Because I don't hear this gist. I don't hear am a while ago. I think there was a time I even did a show where when I was highlighting it, that look, people say that the man is rich, or the man, now when the man waka, that time go know whether he rich or he no rich. Because it's one thing to say he has a property, the man has property, the man does not have property, the man has this, he doesn't have this. When the man make the man even waka first, and that time we go know whether the house where the wife will get, the house where they buy in the name of the wife, whether truly, you know, say Oyibo no send you. So long as they need to collect their money. For Nigeria, she's the one that runs the business in Nigeria. But there's no business being run abroad. And of course, the homes abroad, those are classed as assets. So if the man, and I heard that the man has some debts that he's servicing abroad, because even the property that the children live, that people were thinking is their own, they don't own it. It's a leased property, they don't own it. The ones abroad, they don't own the property that the kids lived abroad, they don't own it. Anyway, Mrs. Auntie, we go wait because Baba don dey quarter to, Baba don dey knock door. Na quarter to Baba dey. You know say Baba now, when they greet Baba, our wife, now she go dey tell Baba, now she go dey whisper for Baba ears. Any bye. Whether Baba remember, whether I no remember, we no know. But at least old age don dey catch up. So any Bafarugbo ni, na normal, na Kera level, na our wife dey. But the one wey come dey interesting, na the one wey she dey send, where they send tug, where they say tenant dey send tug. Wife, the other wife, they send the Baba ex-wife, Omolomo, she don settle herself. She don borrow money. Wetin she use the money to do? To the extent say she borrow money, she use a whole estate to borrow money. They know they come clean to their wives, so Fausat, African men don't come clean to their wives, so. Thank you, Jare Kemi. I too like you, Jare. I too dey gbadu people wey dey understand. See, African men don't own up to their wives. And you see all this thing wey Sanyo they do. All this always I say you go look in bedroom. You know say your children are shigbe word the children. They carry camera and they show their mama kitchen. They show their mama sitting room. They show their mama bedroom. The bag, anyway, she go sell her bag. For the level where she did, when the man waka, she go sell her bag. People will say she get a gemonu, she has some property. Obviously, she would have settled herself. Settle herself in where? Settle herself in where? Afiki bank ma wo yen kan. Settle herself in where? The only thing where she gets, the only thing where Auntie Sanyo you go get when his wife don't waka, when his husband don't waka, eh? Because remember say this man, remember say he get other wives before this auntie. I hope una know. Auntie, you say me Baba put in house in order. Put in house in order in where? Baba to Bobby to what? Abele ti o Bobby to wa. Abe rí pé D, rí pé big D wà lára bàbá ni. Which house he won't put in order? Anybody power of Anthony, òun ló ń sort nǹkan. Gbogbo nǹkan tí bàbá yẹn ní, gbèsè ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Gbèsè ni everything tí bàbá yẹn ní. No data, no peace. Gbèsè. We go, that year we go there, we go watch movie. Even the one, the so-called top, that man we get bank. We pay. She na, if let's not this year the man pay. Abi at least now this year, if let's not this year they do this that big bank. Where that man get. You don't remember in house? That in house for where he build them. That in White House. The wife will be saying here and the wife they sleep, they wake up. The wife no say gbèsè ni gbogbo nǹkan tán ni. The wife they no even smell am. Look at the kind of funeral where they do extravagant funeral. They say he never reached 7 days. The man never rest in pieces finish. When America don't write letter. When people wey they owe for UK don't write letter. Abidemi, this particular Auntie Sonyoyo, this our Auntie Sonyoyo, go and look at the bags. Go and watch the video. I don't know if the video is on Instagram, I think. Go and watch the video. Go and watch the video clip that the children did about on the room of their mother. Go see bag. She get Emmys. She get Carters. No bag where she no get to finish. Anyway, all those things na assets. At least won't tell you bag for. When she don't get money again, she go begin to sell them one by one. Make she go as Abiola children and the concubine where Abiola gets. Kemi, see, you know what I was telling someone, I think it was a month ago, so me and that person were having a conversation. Because the person were just talking generally. And the person was telling me, he said, you know, Okoya this that I say, hey. Now I contact the person, I say, go and speak to so and so person. He followed that person talk. Now she call me back. He say, He saying they think say money day, that's it, money day we. Money they wear. Ewu. Sherry movie. If the owner of that bank, I said the house, even their house, the only thing we belong to the man, where they think say it belong to the man, so far so good. Now that property where they did that man village, even that one where they that man village, want if ya gbese. Want if ya gbese. And that is a pattern. What if he yagbese? So if anybody the company, I beg, what is the worth of Eleganza funare? Just now, what is the worth of that Eleganza? Olowo no. They are living on past glory. Even the wife, when the wife do birthday, she been at 48, she do, now my age mate. The birthday where she do of recent, the place where she go, so where they go up and make clothes for London. Now least level. Ewu, imagine anybody ma ton yin je. O pepin, o dress kinikan, least level ni most of these things. Forget what you they see. The Sonyoyo way you they see is different from reality. Some of these guys are living on debt. Remember say, our Sonyoyo wife, no matter pata the day. Then she's lucky. Lucky say Baba Zadie. If no be say Baba we Zadiam. And if no be say Baba we Zadiam, nothing dey happen. Go and watch the videos of his children abroad. If you live abroad and you understand the context of abroad, go and watch the video those children, there's nothing special about them abroad. Now there you could not smell the coffee, say there is something not right financially. Now Nigeria, you know, say Nigeria, anybody can flex in Nigeria, but that is not the case abroad. Even where the children live, anybody can rent. You can rent. You see, to live, to enter limousine, enter Rolls Royce for abroad, no be big deal. You can do rentals. It's a very simple thing. You can go on rentals. If everything was okay, those children don't go. They go. What did they study? What are they making abroad? Most of Abi, you are carried away with the gold and the jewelry where Auntie Sonyo they wear. Eshio. Now here we go there, we go watch movie. And you know what I like about this our Sonyo wife? Oti toya wori. You understand? Oti toya wu. You know yalo ti dagba. So nobody say she go back to square one. But at least to an extent. Because remember, àwọn ìyàwó tó bá ń lé, àwọn yẹn náà ń retí. Wọ́n yìí máa ṣebí bí na here we go there, we go watch cinema. See Ellen Priest. Una remember Ellen Priest and the Ellen Priest and the Kina Porukwe and the wife of and the former wife, I mean her first wife of that doctor. You know see wetin happen. Na here we go there. Shey the Baba's wives, where they dey? They don't relegate all of them, put for one corner. You think Baba go quiet today? All those wives, they go sit down, they go dey look. If they are keeping quiet, na because they respect Baba. Okay? If they are keeping quiet, na because they respect Baba. No be say they don't know wetin to do. Bẹ́sẹ̀ àǹtí ṣe gùté, náà lẹ́sẹ̀ àwọn yẹn náà máa gùn. Olúkálukú ń jà fúnra ẹ̀ ni. Na ilé olórogún level. E go dey very interesting. Say na when Baba go waka, na that time na everybody eye go come dey clear. All those remember in those days, the Eleganza's children were all very actively involved in their father's business. They were all there, but now if you notice, they are all gone quiet. You honestly think say they go just waka like that? Agbo to fẹ̀yìn rìn ni, agbára ló lọ mú wá. Na make when Baba don waka, na that time we go hear. He get a lot of things wey dey underground o. He get a lot of things. He get a lot of oríṣiríṣi wey dey happen behind the scene. He get a lot of things wey dey happen behind the scene. No be everything na person fit dey talk. He get oríṣiríṣi wey dey behind the scene wey dey happen. Now when Baba waka, na that time everybody eye go come there. Na that time everybody go come dey see. I just dey look this. I dey look and dey laugh. When you hear you dey look person dey laugh, I dey look this until dey laugh. But the thing be say, okay, they don't carry money, they don't rent, they don't use house, they collect gbese. See of who dey with person. Okay, why una come dey use police and talk dey harass tenants? Wetin concern una with tenants? Shebi na Senator Domingo now una get problem with. Wetin come concern una with tenants wey rent place? Gra no be gra level. Yes, shebi they say until they both say na dem get Lagos, na dem get Nigeria. Or the she should enjoy the power right now while it lasts. You know say Baba still dey alive. A lot of people no send this girl o. Don't let anybody like give you. She herself she know say nobody send her. Now because of Baba, you know say people no fit disrespect Baba. Now made them they tolerate auntie. Now made them they tolerate ìyàwó Sanyo-Oyo. Now when Baba don waka, na that time everybody guy go come clear. Na that time na auntie go come realize say Saturday on ṣe Sunday. All this chief misses she any little thing she go kneel down. Ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ kọ́lé wà. All this one she go kneel down. All this one she go kneel down. Any little thing she go don kneel down. Any little party she don follow Baba go. Eh, when now you just dey watch movie, shebi the baba when baba don waka, you see baba dey alive now, you know say baba dey chop one make we leave, make I no talk wetin I no suppose talk. Right now, where aunty leg waka reach, na she dey enjoy now, na she dey ori opon. You know say no matter how you go do am, one day eye go clear. The day wey baba waka, na that day na everybody go come dey talk their own scenario. Movie go plenty. The kind movie wey we go watch go dey very very interesting. In short, the movie na season film, because baba children wey keep quiet na wey dey look am. Na here we go dey wey we go understand. All of them wan ma gbẹnu sí mic. Even aunty sef go gbẹnu sí mic. You see all those video wey dey do, wey you go see am, you go kneel down, na him go dey whisper, na him go dey carry cloth dey clean, na him go dey hold baba hand dey shake nikan, all dem ma. All those ones, ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ kọ́ ni ìwà, social media kọ́ ni evidence. Okay? A lot dey happen behind the scene. Before she come, other people don dey rule their affairs. The children, have you ever asked yourself how come the children wey dey in the forefront of everything, how come all of them wan wá di aláìmọ̀ nǹkan ṣe? How come? And unfortunately, some things wey baba too don do, baba no fit undo am again, because baba wà on a different baba wà on a different level lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Baba ò sí level tí gbogbo èèyàn wà. So on that level, baba no fit correct some things. Na she dey dictate wetin dey ground, but wetin she no know be say òyìnbó tó ní pencil, òyìnbó tó ṣe pencil ló ṣe eraser. Na here we go dey, we go watch cinema. Look at Ellen Priest, as she do craze reach. Una know Ellen Priest story. Abiola, you see say Abiola, when Abiola dey do him own, he write will. All the wife wey there, whether na wife, whether na concubine, all of them be. Which one of them dey born well? Which one of them dey born well to come for outside? Come dey talk say they no see money collect. Kola and him brother Deji, shey na Kola and Deji, Kola and Deji, they no send anybody papa. You know see say as much as the brothers dey grant interview, he did not give us money. He gave us, he sold our father's house. He did this. You hear Kola no talk pim. He no answer anybody. He no send anybody papa. You know why? Because him mama and him papa, when they suffer, when they drink garri and groundnut, nobody dey there. Every other person wey come, they come join, they come as belle janyoni. When the real suffer was suffering, na him mama and papa na him do am together. Okay? And he no send anybody. You hear am? He say anybody wey wan collect money from him, anybody wey wan collect money, wey wan dey entitled to will, make the person first of all go do DNA. If you know Abiola when Abiola dey alive, in short, you no even need to know Abiola. Google Abiola, come see the picture of all the children wey Kola say make they go do DNA. If you see Abiola see all his children, you don't need make person tell you say na Abiola na born these children. If they no get big ear, they go get one kind face like that. The Abiola dey replicate himself for his children. You don't need DNA. Any doctor anybody wey say he wan do DNA for Abiola children, that person, that means say that person needs Specsavers glasses. Whether man, whether woman, Abiola dey replicate his children. E be like Obasanjo too. Obasanjo dey replicate his children. Their gene is strong well. They replicate their children. But Kola and Deji, they look. They say make everybody go do DNA. Even without DNA, if you don't know, say this one Abiola pikin. They say make which he did. They no pay them shishi. You know see where Kudira the children. When you see Mike begin to speak grammar. My sister drop out of school. Kini kan ló ṣẹlẹ̀ dẹ̀ kan pàkọ́. They say the phone caller change the phone. Omolomo. I if Auntie Sonyoyo, if she get sense, she better go and sit down and go and start studying. Make she go dey do padi, make she go dey repair her relationship with the children of her husband. Because ala la 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 ala la lulu. Anyway, Baba still dey alive. And when Baba don waka, na that time na she go know say all that glitters is not good. Ile Ola only yonu. Okay? Ile Ola is get iyonu. Now when Baba go, now she go understand. She think say na gra. She think say na gra. She think say na gra level now she won't do. All those children wey sit down, wey dey look am. You know say during the time wey Abiola dey alive, na so Deji and Kola dey look everybody like Nanamu. They just dey look everybody. When Kudirat dey shout, they have shaking. Na so they look. They do like say they don't know wetin dey happen around them. Àṣé àgbò tó fẹ́ yìnrìn agbára ló lọ mú wá. Àgbò Kola no follow anybody argue. Deji no follow anybody argue. They just dey look everybody. Now when their papa waka, the first thing they read the will. They know shebi the will. Una hear Auntie Aduni dey read the will yesterday. The allocation of money wey she read. They read all those allocation of money. I remember say Seun Okinbaloye he interview wetin be name Kudirat pikin. Wetin be name of that boy again? Interview the boy. The boy don turn activist or something gone by. They interview am. Now he say those money, which money? He said na audio, na paper. He said but their papa write the amount of money where he go distribute to give everybody. He said but everything is tied to the trust. And the executor of the trust is Deji and Kola Abiola. And of course, they no kuku when Baton Shomo Ali. When their papa carry a whole 38 wives, she na 38 concubine. Ngba to call odindi obìnrin 38 ìjọ. Let's be honest. Let us even be honest itself. If na you be Kola, if na you be Deji, and your papa gather 38 women born for your papa, you yourself, let's be honest. If we are being honest with ourselves, you yourself, you go gree share money. When your papa turn factory, and those 38 na the 38 wey dey identify you, no be the one wey dey no identify. You know say some day wey be say they no identify themselves. Now so they say after you don do DNA finish, na Kola say he say the properties wey dey abroad, he say their papa dey owe money. He say he come ask the Kudirat pikin. He say he come ask Kola say he say he send you know wetin he do? Shebi you na go think say as their senior brother they go fit access am. The guy set up email. He say anybody wey wan follow and talk, maybe they send. Wallahi Omo Aken Kola here. He say he set up email. She never learn o. Fausati, you no go understand. You got to understand the inner gist too for you to understand. No be every. I don't feel that there are a lot of things I can't say here. He say na Kola set up email. Say anybody wey wan follow and talk, make they communicate through email. He set up email, he get PA. They say they go send the email. He say he send email, say nobody answer am. He say he send email. That na Kudirat pikin. He say he send email, say nobody the answer. He said then one time that say he be like say he wake up from sleep. Now he decide to answer. Now he send one lengthy email. He say inheritance. We dey talk grammar, you dey talk inheritance. I say person set up email. I say person set up email. Are where you dey since? The man he said Kola set up email. Say when he can't respond to their email, come tell them say come when pele the properties that would have yielded the money to enable him pay the allocation according to his father's will. He say those property, he say their papa dey owe money. Na dey come ask am how much their papa dey owe. He say till today na the matter dey still dey settle. He say he no gree tell them how much their papa dey owe. Whether he owe money true they no know. Whether he no owe money, they no know. How much be the money wey they owe, they no know. Who be the person wey their papa owe money, they no know. They say if you want, they say the number wey they reach am before, he change number. Say that the only way you can communicate with him is through email. Now the Shewa Okibalo come dey ask am say, but we thought some of, he say yeah, he say some of the wives got money. Few of them, not even some of them, now few. He say na very few. Okay, the DNA wey they do, the people wey they do DNA for and the children wey they confirm, he say Kola confirm, say all of them wey do DNA na im papa children. Say he no deny that. He say but he tell them say money no dey. If na you, let us be honest. When your papa whip 38 women. You know how many children? You know how many children 38 women go born? Can't imagine. Say now you can be the first speaking and you guys to the care for children of 38 women. But let us be honest. Let us forget about all of us, they honest. Now your papa done. Which one can be your own? Wait concern you with the honor where your papa da. Now your papa no see zip up. Now in done. Which one can concern you? As a matter of fact, basically wetin Kola dey tell them be say if you need the money, if you want make Abiola give you money, shebi una know where they put Abiola, make una go there, go knock in grave, go collect money. If he dey sell una currency from wherever he dey. Na the case, na the matter na dey grand so. So on this one, we never know wetin Okoya oldest, you know say Okoya oldest children. Remember say na all of them. Remember say Okoya's older children. You know, remember say all of them they involved in Eleganza in those days. Now we know they hear anything about them. Some people will come, they go say they are married and they are living their life. They are shaking the can, Now here we go watch. The cinema we go watch. Those cinema go dey very very interesting. Agboto fẹ̀yìnrìn, agbára ló lọ mú wá. Na be the case we go dey grand. Whether when Baba don waka, whether na Baba own Nigeria, whether no be Baba own Nigeria, we go know that time when Baba don waka. You know say na she be youngest wife, at least to the best of our knowledge. Na she be youngest wife. Whether Baba don go play away after the time where he see am, we no can know. But all of that go play out when Baba don waka. And you know, say Okoya himself, he gets very strong gene. Go look all his children. One way or the other, there's traces of Okoya. The guy live in DNA well permanently on his children. So movie day we go watch you. Movie day. Right now, it looks like she's in control, but movie plenty. If anybody tell a priest to say, they go show and shake a fire when his husband waka. It was, how will he not be smart? No, let us be honest. How will Kola not be smart? If you were in Kola's shoe, will you not be smart? When your father could not zip up his trousers. To zip up na problem for him papa. A whole 38 long. In short, out of that 38, they discover say legally, now only 2 nine be the papa legal wife. So that means say the remaining 36, they say that Kola a bad guy. Kola list out for everybody. Say now only 2 wives now papa marry legally. 2 wives now he marry legally. Every other women, they no be a wife. They be concubine. He say he even talk out to the extent he say the Kinon Porukwe, the in short, make I see whether I go see the interview. I laughed when I see that interview. I say this guy na bad guy. Now when you dey hear bad guy, the guy na bad guy. I can't remember the. Let me see. Um, Let me see if I will see it. Sorry, just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to see if I will see that interview. Okay, hold on. Let us hear this.
1983 elections were those same people who said that they were going to kill Abiola. I don't understand how David Mark became the Senate president and we're saying we're in a democracy. Or Abdul Salam can come and talk about, he's talking about peace.
Okay, hold on. I want to see. Let me see if I will see the interview. I won't laugh. Make we laugh together. Uh,
When you see the Abiola, some of Abiola's children are suffering, one will wonder, there's a huge amount of money.
Please listen, oh, listen. Just listen to this interview. Courtesy of voice credit to Shewo Kibaloye. Listen.
Man has left in his will, except the will has not been executed. Okay, so let me give you some background on that. So basically, we did the blood test, so we had a list of qualifying children. Now, so basically, if you look at the will and you see how systematic it is, he names the wives and he apportions money to them. I would like to give you something, some information on that. So my mom was number 2 on the list. I think she was apportioned 150,000 pounds. At the time,
the boy speaking is Kudirat's son, Momuni. I think it's Momuni that is called. Anyway, hear what he has to say so you can understand.
Except the fact that my mom died before my dad died, and because of that, British law would not allow him to release the 150,000 pounds to us. And he also said that his own mom too is dead, and he didn't get the 300,000 pounds for his mother.
Shengbo Kola, una dey hear? Let me know if you are hearing. Please type yes. If you can hear what he's saying, please type yes.
So when you see the some of Abiola's children are suffering, one will wonder, there's a huge amount of money that the man has left in his will, except the will has not been executed. Okay, so let me give you some background on that. So basically, we did the blood test, so we had a list of qualifying children. Now, so basically, if you look at the will and you see how systematic it is, he names the wives and he apportions money to them. I would like to give you something, some information on that. So my mom was number 2 on the list. I think she was apportioned 150,000 pounds. At the time, Kola had cited the fact that my mom died before my dad died, and because of that, British law would not allow him to release the 150,000 pounds to us. And he also said that
now audio money. Una see say Kola, now Kola that get sense he pass. I hope Auntie Soyoyo is listening.
His own mom too is dead, and he didn't get the 300,000 pounds for his mother. But you're the one sharing the money, so it's kind of odd that you're sharing something and you're saying that, oh, my mom is, it just felt kind of odd. If you wanted to, you could have actually given us the money, because like at the time of my mom's passing and then daddy's eventual assassination, we were really in a bad place. From the last interview we had in the United States. So it would have been useful for us to have that funds. Not to mention my mom's apartment in the UK, before we knew anything, Kola had sold it without telling my brother.
Shengbo, Kola carry Kudirat apartment. He sell am. He carry Kudirat apartment. He sell am. You see all those will. You remember until they read the will yesterday. You heard the guy when they were talking about. You see, say Kimbaloye, they ask and say, all those money where you na papa get and the will where he write, how una go say una no get money? You hear? Shey you hear now? Say na audio. When you dey find audio money.
My sister anything about it. So you can see that they were systematic in trying to impoverish my mom's side of the family, and for that reason, I don't think I will be able to forgive him for what he.
For it's your blood. I mean, forgiveness is of the Lord. I mean, if of God, and if you believe, if you're a man of faith, I mean, is it that difficult to forgive him?
Well, if you see, it's one thing. You said we're blood, which is true, and they said blood is thicker than water, and you would think that being that we're blood, certain things that I was able to find out after the fact, because I didn't know, I couldn't understand any of these things when I was in the United States. I was only 8 years old. We couldn't afford to buy proper shoes for school, so my sister had to take me to Payless. I didn't understand that, and then I'm finding out that we had an apartment in the UK that we could have rented and could have been bringing money for both. I'm telling you that my sister used to do braids just so we could pay for food.
That's Afsa Castello.
Kafila.
Kafila, yeah.
Afsa was doing speeches at universities at like 20, had to fly across America to do speeches at universities just to make $100, $200. You know, if we had an apartment in the UK, we were never in the UK, so we could have easily rented that apartment out. So for you to sell the apartment, don't tell anybody about it. Don't give us the proceeds. My father had money that was assigned to my mom. You know, it just smacks of a deliberate attempt to put somebody down. And if that's the case, then if my brother is doing that to me, then I wonder what my enemy would do.
Your father is said to be worth over $1 billion US dollars, isn't it?
Make una dey hear. Make una hear this part well. Okoya is rich. Okoya is rich. Story for the God. Make una learn from Abiola. I hope Auntie Sonyo go see this kind of video.
Way more. I mean, this is by value of assets and what was underground at the time that he died, out of which in the will he was saying, I give the following pecuniary legacies all free of inheritance tax and other duties leviable in any part of the world at my death to Simbiat Atinike Abiola, the first of the wives, the sum of £300,000. To Kudirat Olayinka Abiola, the second of the wives, the sum of £150,000. To Moriamo Adebisi Abiola, the third of the wives, the sum of £100,000.
Story for the audio money.
Abiola,
Audio.
the fourth of the wives, the sum of £100,000. And the list go on and on and on. So you mean that all of these monies were not giving out?
No, that's how he was able to keep the charade. So he paid the wives. You have to understand that the only person he really wanted to target was the Kudirat Abiola side of the family for some reason. Like I mentioned, we're the boys in the house. If your men would challenge other, like as a man, I would go out to look for something. Is it my sister that is going to fight Kola? No, it would be the boys in the house. So that's number one. So for my mom, we didn't get, but everybody else down the line, he paid out. So he gave all the wives. Now
he gave them what is specified. But for the Kudirat's children,
he cited the fact that British law states that if the person in question is deceased at the time before the time of the person who had the will, because Momsi died in 96, Momsi in 96, him in Daddy in 98, so it didn't apply to my mom basically. And then he also cited the fact that his mom too died before my dad, and his mom didn't even get the £300,000. That was his, but he paid out to all the other wives. Now, I'll tell you, I think the strategy in doing that was, if you're giving women the money, what will women do with the money? They'll take care of their children. That also, at least it will give them a little bit of breather time to now, do the rest. Now, the last part of the will that actually applied to me and my existence has not been addressed.
So, sorry. In this particular, because this is a shorter version of the interview, he claimed in this shorter version, he says he paid the women. But in the longer version of the interview, I don't know where I can find that longer version. He actually broke it down that although, like in this one, he was saying that he paid the other wives. But in the longer version, it was very clear that even though he paid them, it wasn't the amount that was specified that he paid. He gave them stipends at his own free will. Remember, he kept saying that the property that would have generated the money that he would have used to pay these women, that those properties their father was owing. Okay, so he said his own mother. Remember, his mom was meant to get a lump sum. The mom was meant to get the highest amount, followed by Kudirat, and then followed by I think the third lady, and then the one that just passed, Donya Biola. All the women did not necessarily get the amount that was allocated to them by their father, because remember, he is the Kola was the executor of the trust. So everything he did was at his own discretion, because that's what trust does. And I don't know if you guys remembered, I did a show where I was talking about Wigwe, when people were saying Wigwe put money in trust and all of that. Is good. People who are putting money in trust, or people who are tying their asset to trust, everything is lovely until the executor of the trust decides what to do with it. So it might look like, oh, everything is fine. In trust, everything is secured. It is not secured. Go and meet an investment banker, he will tell you. Go and meet people who understand will and execution of will. They will tell you. There is nothing that is secured. Okay? The executor of that will or the executor of that trust is the one that will have to bear the cost if anything goes wrong or if there is debt. So he or she has a right to make that final decision. And I think I alluded to that when I did explain that when I was talking about Wigwe's father. You know how Wigwe's father was taking his granddaughter to court. And I'm like, this man doesn't even understand that girl has so much power. She can decide, even her siblings, she can decide to shrink her siblings, just like what Kola has done now. Just like what Kola has done. This one that Auntie Sonyoyo is doing, I'm sure the older children, I don't want to believe that Okoya's older children will just be staring at the ceiling. And anyway, I hope she put her home in order. I hope her home is in order. Even if it's in order, anyway, you get plenty cinema. A lot is happening behind the underground. Forget all those grammar one that they see on the ceiling. Forget all those paparazzi one that they see. Where they go carry camera, where they go the clean face, the clean eye, they carry camera, they whisper. Forget all those things. Orishirishi, when you hear bebello, kitikmonru. Everything is not as glittering as you are seeing it. You hear Kola, you hear Abiola Pikin. Kola is a bad boy. You don't look as my father just they produce children, they go. No wahala. Keep producing children. Nobody say you don't produce children. How you want to take a look at? Hope you go stay to look after those children. Look at it now. Abela don't waka. He don't waka. He don't go do his own thing. He don't waka. In wife, the so-called symbiote, he don't go. Kudi, he don't waka. In short, most of his wife, most of them, I don't know. Most of the baby mama. Remember, what be the name of this popular columnist there? Me Mofe Damijo. Remember? Me Mofe, no. Me Ellen Ezekiel. I don't know whether she ever used Damijo. Ellen Ezekiel, remember her? Remember that if you are around about my age, you go remember. She was a columnist in what's the name of that newspaper, that magazine that she used to write? I forgot the name of that magazine. Do you remember that magazine? Me Ellen Ezekiel, forgotten the magazine. I think Delegiba also was an editor of that magazine as well. I can't remember the name of the magazine now. She used to write. The rumor has it that her only child actually belongs to Kino Porukwe. He belongs to MKO. Whether not lie, whether not true, we don't know. But nobody ever saw the picture of that girl. The face of that girl, the face of that child was well managed. Classic. Is it classic? I don't know. I can't remember if it was classic. I know it was a magazine. She wrote in a magazine. She had a column in the magazine. Tell, that's the name. That's the name. RT. That's the name of the magazine. Tell. She had a column in Tell. And till date, she never showed the face of that child. Rumor has it that that child is Abiola's child. But she managed the press so well that she managed the media so well. Because I used to remember, Tell magazine, I remember that I always read her column. She was very good in articulating her points. She was always very, very good in articulation. She was a good writer. And I remembered very well, she never came out. The daughter, we knew she had a daughter, but the face of the daughter, I don't ever think the face of the daughter was ever revealed. I don't ever think so. Because I know even when she married Richard, I remember when she married Richard Mofe-Damijo, I remember there was a lot of concerns around it that Richard was a gold digger, all those, because she was a big girl. She was a big, big girl back then. When media was media, we're talking of them, me, Ellen Ezekiel, then Tokumbo Ajayi, Ruth Benemisia Opia. Ruth Benemisia was her name. Opia was her married name. Then you had Barbara Suki. You had Awa Baba Hamed, Eugenia Abu. Who else? You know those names back then. And I remember when she married Richard Mofe-Damijo back then. Rumor has it that he had signed non-disclosure, because I think even when she passed, when she passed away, there was a lot of questions around what Richard, is he going to inherit her wealth? There was quite a lot of questions around around Richard inheriting her wealth. But of course, I think there was also questions around Richard could not what's it called? Richard could not there was a lot of protection around the daughter anyway. The family of May, they were very protective about the daughter. I don't ever think her identity was ever revealed, the identity of the daughter. But rumor has it that it's Abiola's child. But there was a gentleman's agreement between her and Abiola. Of course, she was a big girl as well anyway. But rumor has it that there was a gentleman's agreement, and it was well known to Simbiat and Kudirat back then that Miss child was definitely Abiola's child. But I think she was paid up. It was all rumor. Me was very, very private. Me was extremely, extremely private about her child and about her, about her relationship. Because even when she got married to Richard, it's not that Richard is doing, Richard obviously is known for home movie. But when they were married, it wasn't, their marriage was not all lovey-dovey. Me was very, very protective of her private space. Okay? She was very, very protective of her private space. And of course, me also helped Richard's career, because I think Richard was well known, but obviously their marriage, him associating with May and then getting married to May, also then, gave him more limelight, if we can say that. But she was very, very protective of her private space. You couldn't get interviews of her. She was, that was when professionalism was professionalism in journalism in Nigeria, not now. Who is Gome? What are you talking about, who is Gome? She was sent to the US. I don't think the daughter ever lived in Nigeria. Because she was very, very protective. Because I remember even her marriage, during her wedding with Richard, the identity of the girl was she was never in the limelight. Her identity was never in the public at all. There was no trace because remember then journalism was very, very professional. There was no traces of the girl. I mean, her close circle obviously knew who the father of the child is. Because I don't think Richard was ever involved directly in the life of the girl. Oh no, May, yeah. I don't think Richard. I think May was the one that mentioned her name. I don't ever think the girl was. I don't ever think her identity was ever revealed. And I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, I might be wrong, but to the best of my knowledge, she was never in the. I don't think she was ever in the public space for anybody to even capture her pictures. Because I remembered even before, May was very, very private when it came to her private life. Because I know they were trying to link her to Giwa. At a point, she was being linked. But again, because she had a very, very private life, nobody could tell. And then when the gist came, I think it was only when she talked about the fact that she had a child. Because she was so in control of her own story. She herself talked about her child and said she had a child. She was the one that said she had a child, that she was a single mom. I think that was close to the time she wanted to get married to Richard. And then she said, she's getting married as a single mom. But she was always a private lady. She always had a private life. Even I remembered even when she passed away, the daughter, people were thinking, we'll see the daughter, what would happen and blah, blah, blah. But she was very, very private. She was, to the best of my knowledge, maybe a close circle knows the identity of the girl. But rumor has it that yes, Joy Ngene, you're right. Because rumor has it that child is Abiola's child. But they had a gentleman's agreement because even at that, she never, the identity of the girl definitely was never revealed. And the girl was always, it's even likely that the girl is even in our face and we don't know who she is. Because she was always, me maintained a very private life. And even the Abiola thing, it was a lot of speculation. There's a strong link that there's high chance that she has a child for Abiola. But the truth is, she kept that so private. Even her marriage to Richard, if not because Richard was in a public space, that he was an actor. But even at that, even despite that, their marriage too was very, very private. Because me has always been I think me is older than Richard, if I remember. Because I remember Richard being dragged then, that he was a gold digger. There was a lot of questions around why me of all people. Why would Richard choose to marry me? Why would Richard choose to marry me of all people? Not because she was a very nice looking woman, very charming, nice looking lady. But she was a high class, a high profile lady. And people could not imagine that she would stoop. In short, the best way they described it back then was May stoop so low to marry Richard. Because their worlds apart. Society and everything, their standing, their composure, their exposure, their worlds apart. Because I remember Richard being dragged as a gold digger. I remember the press would just not let go. There were a lot of questions that he was a gold digger. I remember then. Because, societal wise, exposure, they were, in short, there was no reason. They were worlds apart from each other. May was more exposed. May was, in short, saying that, I think May also rubbed a lot on Richard, because Richard was quite raw when they first, in the days of their normal acting. Richard was quite raw. But with May, he also got to understand class and, how to compose himself and comport himself. Because I remember when she passed away, and he then, yes. Hello Shitu, it's been a while. May did, because I remembered when Richard then started dating, what's the name? Jumobi? Is it Jumoke? I think it's Jumoke, the AIT girl. When they started dating, Richard was very private about the dating and I guess I'm assuming that he lands. Oh yeah, because I remember he was being called gold digger. I remember very well. There was a lot of why May of all people? Why will May settle for him? What was it about? There was a lot of questions, and May stood her ground, with their marriage and everything. But in all of this, Jumoke, is it Jumoke? Jumoke is her name, I think. Because I remember that one too, she was denying it. Exactly. Kemi Suleiman, who we are talking. You understand? She was a big girl. You can't even compare her to Linda Ikeji. Linda Ikeji is quite trashy. I don't mean it in a bad way, but when you're looking at the class, May comported herself. She was well educated, well exposed. The cream de la cream. In short, I remember in those days, I love reading her column. I used to love reading her column herself and what's the name of this guy? What's the name of this guy? Not Delegiwa, the guy there was another editor. The guy used to write column as well. He's a columnist. I can't remember his name now. I used to love reading. Their columns was always very interesting to read. And I always remember that I always said to myself, if I don't become a lawyer, I will become a journalist. Just because they commanded English and I love creative writing. I would still say, when I write out of humor, it's something I picked up from May. She had a very nice way of commanding her audience. And, she will write something serious and draw humor out of it. She was, honestly, I admired her. I admire a lot. She was one of the journalists I admired from a distance. Reepo, yeah. I admire what's her name? I admire May Ellen Ezekiel. I love that. I love that. Herself, even Tokunbo Ajayi, in those days now, when journalism was beautiful, you had the likes of then Tokunbo Ajayi, Ruth Benemisia up here, the way they read news, Awa Baba Ahmed, Eugenia Abu, what's her name? What's her name again? Benemisia up here, no. What's her name? Barbara Suki. There was a way they, you love to watch TV. With these ladies, you love to watch news. They will come and they were just elegant ladies. They were so comfortable in their skin being Africans, being newscasters back then. They would dress up. It wasn't like all these wannabes that we are seeing on news media. They were well researched. And media was very, very professional back then. Media was extremely professional. You see the ladies, like, Awa Baba Ahmed, she'll cover herself up. They read the news. You look forward to NTA news. NTA, I think it was Ronke Ayuba. Yes, now you're talking. No, it wasn't Ayuba. What was her maiden name? It wasn't Ronke Ayuba. I wonder I can't remember her maiden name. They read the news. Then Cyril Stober, what's his name again? Franco Lise. Remember the days of them Franco Lise, them Yinka Craig. Is it Yinka Craig? Yinka Craig that does sport news. Then later we had Aisha Falode of AIT. Waheed Olagunju, yeah. That was when media was media. They interviewed, they did a lot of, there was a lot of professionalism to what they offered. When I look back now, I'm like, how did our journalism go from, standard class, a high standard? How did it become just trashy? How did we go from a very high standard to a trashy of just anything goes? Yes, then John Momo in those days, then Patrick Okay, all of them, back then, you had even AIT. When AIT emerged, AIT had to meet that standard. There was a lot of AIT needed to meet that standard. But now, I watch news now, I'm like, Where did we get all this? Who trained all these people? They had heated conversations with politicians, and they were very, very professional about it. They were asking the right questions. They scrutinized. But now, hey, it is what it is. Remember the days of news nights? Is it Newsline on Sundays? You want to watch? That was more like your investigative journalism, but in a Nigerian way. They were not copycatting. But we are where we are now. Exactly, Shitu, you are right. Politics just destroyed it all. But these women, these journalists back then, they were not involved, they were totally separate. And they read the news. You could relate with them as a Nigerian. Like Newsline. I remember Newsline. Newsline was where we watched that what's the name? What we first saw Kilometer 140. Remember, that was where they had it whatever on what's his name? On Raji Rasaki, who built this gather. Where they first covered the redemption camp. And they were talking about the land, how the land was too big, how were they allocating the land, why are they using, and Raji Rasaki was expressing his concerns about using the land for church. There was no politics undertone to it. But now, go and look at our media now. Ready, and rather they do. Remember the days of Bisi Olatilo show? When Bisi Olatilo was Bisi Olatilo back then, it was so interesting because remember he used to be a journalist. Well, he's still a journalist, I guess. He would speak Yoruba, speak Hausa, and speak Igbo. It was fun. TV was beautiful to watch back then. But very, very quickly, everything shifted from professionalism to tackiness. It just went tacky, very, very tacky. And here we are today. Look at what we have become as a country. Everybody just can't, they just do anyhow. And this our auntie, back to our auntie Sonyoyo, Yawo Sonyoyo. I hope Baba Okoya has a 4 set of children. They no go do Kola Abiola style for everybody. Because movie go plenty. The radio was the business back then. I remember you will listen, you hear Ndibayi Onyese Omalu. They will read news in English, they will read in Hausa, they will read in Igbo, they will read in Yoruba. It wasn't, it was, anybody could relate. You could relate. Remember the days of Taste by Moonlight? There was family orientation to it. You watch sport, the likes of the Yinka Craig, they made you want to like sport. Them Aisha Falode, they made you want to like sports. Every Sunday, Frank Olize. That in short, Frank was my crush back then. I used to fancy Frank and what's his name? John Momo. I remember the first time I saw ring on the fingers of John Momo, I was like, I was heartbroken. John Momo was no. I used to like him. I used to like him a lot. I still like him. But I don't know. They've all kind of been relegated now. But I remember then, John Momo, when I saw wedding ring, my heart was broken. John Momo. He was John Momo was a cute looking guy. He was a cute looking guy back then. And as a young girl, I used to admire. I fancied him from a distance. Himself and Franco Lise, I always fantasized that someday, I'll get married to Franco Lise or John Momo. I always fantasized. But hey, look at who would have thought? Look at what you see today. You have Rufai Hussaini, who cannot separate journalism from professionalism. who cannot separate journalism from political views. John Momo was my crush. It was my serious crush. Himself and Franco Lise. It was my serious crush. When I say crush, I can't remember. Was it one of them used to live in 1004? Because one of my cousins, I had a cousin that they were living in 1004 back then. And I remembered, I think back then, I think they said one of I can't remember whether it was John Momo or Franco Lise that was living in 1004. And man, so anytime we go to 1004, as young as I was then, I used to look forward to like, will I ever run into John Momo? Will I ever run into Franco Lise back then? Yeah, Frank had a baritone voice. So you can imagine why I was crushing. It was my crush, like proper my crush. I won't lie to you. But hey, all those people now, they have put them as a shadow of themselves. Then there was this guy. What was this guy? There was this guy from Ado. What's his name? Akindayomi actually married his sister. One of my lecturers got married to his sister. I can't remember his name now. I can't remember the name of the guy. No, but they were no. So yeah, but hey, Kachi Cruz. I say Kachi Cruz. Shankwen, how you dey? Because I used to have my cousin, my late uncle used to live in 1004. He was a judge at the time. He used to live in 1004. So anytime we go, it was kind of interesting because you're like, and I remembered, they would say, that Franco Lise, they would talk about them living, like, just working out. And, back then, 1004 was a place to be back then, but hey, it is what it is now. So, I hope Kola, good afternoon, Auntie. How are you, ma? Happy Sunday. I hope Kola Abiola will not do, he will not do, I hope Okoya's older children, they will not do miracle. They will not do miracle and marvelous of Kola Abiola on Auntie Sonyoyu. Because, ó máa bad gan. Tẹ́ bá gbọ́ ìgò bad, ó máa bad gan. In short, who would have thought that the will that Baba Abiola wrote, that will was audio will? Who would have thought so? Look at this guy too. Like I told you guys earlier, that guy we get bank, where they die, where they do burial. It was after everything that the wife realized. They say he never reached 7 days where they lay the man to rest. The man no rest in peace. The man is resting in pieces. Auntie, I don't think so. From the story I hear, I don't think she's that settled. I don't think she's as settled as they make it out to be. I don't think so. There's a lot of debt, Auntie. I will call you and give you some gist that I know. There's a lot of debt. There's a lot of debt on... A lot of his properties are tied to debt, if not all. It's not as simple as that, Auntie. A lot of his properties are tied to debt. From the things I know, from insiders' gist, it's not as simple as that. Even the ones abroad, they are all tied to debt. Except maybe it has been cleared now, but there's a lot of... Because the banker man, Auntie, you remember that man that owns a bank that passed? The wife was shocked. And this is a woman that they sleep and wake up together. She was shocked to realize. They said the man never reached 7 days where they do rest in peace, that they buried him. Auntie, I will call you and gist you. I will call you and give you the gist of what I heard. Even those ones, there is a lot to it than... It's not just as simple. There's a lot of debt to all his assets. Whether bought in a name or not, there's a lot of debt to stuff that are bought in our assets, man. I will gist you. I will call you later, man. But the thing is, you remember that banker? Have you heard this bank now? The bank that he left behind. There's a lot going on behind the scene. It is not business as usual. When they are alive, yes, things are still okay. You know, there's that, people are still like, you know, let us bo won lashiri. And that's what has happened with that man that owned that bank, where they bo lashiri, only for them to do funeral finish. Now they come, they realize, say, the house with the UK, the properties with the UK, na gbese. In short, once it gbese lẹ́yìn Barclays Bank and the kí náà korúkọ báǹkì HSBC, wọ́n náà gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé lódìndín. The one he has in Switzerland, wọ́n ìbára wọn fà á. Eléyìí tó wà l'Amẹ́ríkà, they dey courts. The only thing, even the ones in Nigeria, they don't really get value because all of them gbèsè náà fún gbogbo ẹ̀yà. The one where they kí náà korúkọ ẹ̀, the one where they the man village, they say na that one self in leg they shake. The leg is only shaking because na there they bury the man put. That's the only reason. There's a lot of legal. They said the wife ended up in hospital. The code, the person I'm talking about, you understand. The wife ended up in hospital. Say the wife say, you know, and you know, say these African men, they know they discuss with their wives. Yes, Kemi, that is it. A lot of them, you know, African men, they don't discuss with their wives. A lot of these African men, a lot of these so-called billionaires and trillionaires, where people they list, a lot of them, their wives are not aware of the level of debt that they have. Even this Soyoyo, you know, say Soyoyo, officially, she's the, at least for now, for officially of what we know, she's the last wife. Now when Baba don't pass, now we will come know whether truly Baba no go play away. We never know those ones now. And even at that, when Baba play away, whether he no play away, the question is, what she oversees, is it truly the asset of Baba? Are those assets, are they secured? Because the thing that led to all this wahala was based on the previous wife. Remember, I read it out to you. The previous wife now borrow gbese of 400 million naira. And the 400 million naira of the time when the woman borrow, we are talking of almost 2 decades ago. That 400 million, he don't get original interest on top of his head. If they like, may they carry tog, pass tog. 400 million naira, he don't get original interest. You don't get original interest. Yes, Auntie, you're right. A lot of, they don't get original interest on top. Now they hunt them now. When they carry tog, we own Nigeria because the Baba still there alive. Now when that Baba do his last breath, now that and you go understand he say, everybody is still hanging around with you. Now because of Baba. If you go find out, everybody where she did their circle, where she did that, they greet 24/7. All of them no send them. If you think say they lie, go ask Ellen Priest, make Ellen Priest gist you. Wait till they use the ITC. Now the man, they say, this is my wife, this is my official wife. When Ellen Priest's husband, when he waka, Ellen Priest was begging to be at the funeral. And you know, Nigerian men, all these Nigerian men, they no go tell their wife, say, this now the cocoa where they grand. This now the gbese where I get. You know, say wife. Meanwhile, anyway, Auntie Sonyoyo, she get a Gucci bag. She get Emmy's bag. Emmy's bag, no cheap. So at least she go fit buy property from Emmy's bag and a Gucci bag. And she get gold. Let's hope that the gold is not a borrowed gold. Let us hope that the gold is not borrowed. Because even the recent birthday where she do, the 48th birthday where she do, her 48th birthday that she did, the cloth she went to go and sew, the place that she sold that cloth is just a seamstress. There is nothing special to that seamstress that sold that cloth in London. For someone that is Iyawo Olowo status. There is nothing special to the person wey sew the cloth for am. It's just a seamstress. Abi aunty say plenty perfume. Abi na after we no kuku know wetin dey inside the bedroom. Na him children and woman she gbe word to be. Na dem carry am put for outside like one kosi tabi omo ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ ni. And at least she get bath for inside the house, because even that house gone, that property where did they stay, that so-called Okoya estate where did they stay, gbèsè ni wọ́n ti fi yáwó. And that is what a lot of people don't understand. See, everything is glittering. The car, everything, they are all glittering. They should go and ask that banker wife, that man wey get bank, make Aunty Shonyoyo, after all, she kuku go the funeral. She better go and ask the wife. She better go and ask the mama. The mama, they say the woman land for hospital. When she see wetin big pastor, she land for hospital. They stay. Ìyá oníyà, ó land is hospital ní pé yes, now the children, you know here where the children they call her. They say na BITCH. The woman land for hospital straight. Because I remember, you know, when I heard the gist, I say, wait, that is actually true. Because I remember for the man funeral, now so the woman they sit down, they do like person they do like a cold turkey where they just pour cold water on top in body. I no come quick understand. When I come they hear the gist, now I say, ashe nkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lélẹ̀. They said they no let the man never rest in peace for inside in grave reach 7 days. When they don't receive letter from Barclays, they say Barclays na DHL. Now Barclays tell you stay send the letter to them. Say ọlọ́gbẹ́ni ẹ wá ná. Àwọn property buy Tennessee UK. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà dig jáde. At even the one wey dey in the name of the children. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ní Barclays Bank bá wọn wá jáde. Auntie, let me send it to you. Let me tell you the person. I will send the person to you so you understand. I dey come. Auntie, check your this thing. Check your WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp, man. They send the thing. Nah, the person get bank. Now one of these old banks. When they do the thing, I say They say the wife. The person get White House. Now the man get white mansion. Only white mansion. Now no white mansion. White mansion. If I know, I know there's nothing I can say. I know if you talk that more than how I talk him. The person get white mansion. He get white mansion for in village. Now he get the only White House where they in village. He passed away recently this year. He not only get that white mansion. Now so the wife, they say the wife be like person. I couldn't look at when they hear the gist. When I say, but what about the bank? What about all the branches? Shebi they say everything is what's the name? I thought they said everything is okay, everything is all right. This man is the cream de la creme. Said they give him title. Said the king of their village, the one way pass away, the one way say him be Muslim. Where they give him title. They give him title finish. Now they say, oh my God. I say, so all the title where they give, I say, Baba for what she fine boy ni. Olowo àná ni, fine boy lo for what she. They say if you see the kind, if you see as he do Father Abraham, now so he share himself. Omolomo. Hey, maybe you don't get the person where they talk. They say now so the guy do Father Abraham. Of course, he own any woman wey born pikin for am. They say he paid the woman. He paid them off for life. Paid them to be silent. They no fit come disturb the one wey dey inside house. Bóyá ara nǹkan tí bàbá fi jẹ gbèsè nìyẹn. Na so baba, na auntie you don cool down. Na so baba do kinon porukwe. Baba jẹ gbèsè. They say the wife, after the funeral, now the wife begin dey ṣépè for the baba, say, hey, àṣé nǹkan tó fowó mi ṣe lélẹ̀. Àṣé nǹkan tó fowó wa ṣe lélẹ̀. So all the things why I think say we get, and they do correct funeral. When you hear celebrity funeral, they do celebrity. All the cream de la cream, gbogbo wọn come mark register. Àṣé gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ ń gbèsè ni baba, no wá sí funeral baba, oní baba, no wá sí funeral baba. And they did there, they shake head. Not knowing say they can't look, they can't confirm true say ilé ló lọ tarara. Okay, now we are here to come and collect assets. They say letter come begin dey fly. They no letter reach 7 days. When letter begin dey fly, left, right, back and center. Meanwhile, they say mama don plan, say once they don't do funeral finish, she dey go abroad, go relax. Ni mama realize pé even the house where they say they get for where they say they get their private house, all those private houses, nothing dey happen. Ejo, the mama wey be say she don dey used to make she dey sit down for inside AC, make they do convoy, make they use convoy dey carry am. Na ìyá wọn wey sit down for inside village, for inside White House, for inside village. Òun àti grave náà ìjọba àjókòó náà máa wojú ara wọn bẹ̀. Ṣé ìyá tí ò gbé village lánàá, tí ò gbé village níjẹta ló fẹ́ máa gbé nu village? Abi, where we wan go from here? They say mama turn cold turkey. Even the children, they say the children maintain ni. Pé àṣegbèsè pọ̀ tó eléyìí. They say the children come begin dey sit down. They come dey judge case. Say, àṣé báyìí ni gbèsè ṣe pọ̀. Ọlọ́pàá, no be Fatima, you don't understand. When mama don't look, you know mama dey look she dey look the glittering and the glitter. She don't know say na gbèsè. They say for the baba will, say gbèsè, the man go gbèsè. He list all as far as mama dey concerned. They had this number of children, X number of children and grandchildren. Only for them to read will. Now Baba say, my dearest beloved wife, aside from the so number of children where we born together, this na the list of the children where I born. And although I have settled them and their mother for life, they can never be a problem to you. Some of that mama friend, they born children. They say some of the mama friends say, they socketed themselves rich baba. Tani of get national budget. Some of mama children, some of mama friend, they born for baba. And some of them they there can't cry for funeral. They say that mama come begin dey shake pay. He begin dey shake pay as in dey pay. They say now they say I hear the I hear the gist like this. I say, this guy na bad guy. I don't say the guy go be bad. I don't say that baba na bad guy. On a serious note, I know say na bad guy, but I don't know say he go jeju ya benye. They say now so he writes this. He can't tell him wife, say yeah, sorry, you don't have to. You have to forgive me, forgive and forget. Kinikon, I know I've offended you. And so he can write epistle of John the Baptist. He can't tell her the house where you are shaking it. He list everything. Tell her the kind gbese where they tie to all their property, where they think say they get. Even that bank is still they shake. That bank is shaking. Emi bank yẹn ń gbọ̀n. Emi bank yẹn ó ń gbọ̀n lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. And that's the truth. Confession statement. She too. I say I see the will. I heard the gist. Now inside that gist, don't no be say they say. Now inside that, now give me gist. They say Baba come begin they list all the people, the amount of children where he born. The children where Baba born for outside, he plenty pass the children. Because me sef for the funeral, you know say I no be better person. Even me sef for the funeral, I dey look the funeral, I say agbọ́jí sí bàbá yìí, báwo ló bàbá yìí that means say this bàbá ó dẹ̀ try o, ó try o tí o fertilize síta, àṣé na movie na we dey watch. Àṣé na movie na we dey watch. The baba just dey fertilize, olúwa ní ká máa bí sí ká máa rẹ̀ sí, ká sì máa yìnbọn ìdí, òun lọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀. Àṣé na wetin dey happen be that. They say na for inside will na baba come begin dey confess all im sin, say ẹni báyìí kinní kan, even the house wey we dey, he ṣe kinní kan, he begin dey apologize. Will he turn to apology letter, he turn to letter of apology. He come begin dey apology. Will he come turn to letter of apology. They say na the mama come begin dey ṣépè. Instead of her to dey say God bless my husband, that mean say the memory wey she wetin dey call that thing wey she read when her husband kpai, when they say make she dey read the note of love, that mean say the memory of love wey she read, they say mama retrieve memory. Nigerian men, they can stay person white. One stay in the white yanye, man. Because I look and say this mama dey do. Àṣé they say mama don dey hear glimpse when the man kpai. They say the mama don dey hear glimpse, but she no believe, because she and her husband, you know say baba na Otunba, mama na yeye. She na yeye they call them. Mama na yeye. This because I remember when her husband kpai, when she say, in loving memory of my beloved husband, a wonderful man, a responsible man. Only mama gba reverse you. Mama loko won respond. Mama come begin dey won èpè. When you hear èpè, you dey won èpè for your husband. You say, o ṣe lè tán. So the house, even the house gone where I say na house, where I say we dey house. Àṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ fi yáwó. They say mama begin dey won èpè. Make it no be say na èpè na Aunty Sonyo you go won fún baba. For the level way anyway. Now here we go dey, where we go watch cinema. Just like the 38 wives. I been at 30 anyway. Just like 38 wives of Baba MKO. Abi, shebu na here. When his brother say he no fit forgive him brother, that Kola na bad boy. When you dey hear person na bad boy, Kola is a bad boy. He's a bad boy. Make we hear wetin. Wait, hold on. Make we hear am again. Make we laugh before I dey go. I don't do over 2 hours. My neck dey pain me. Aproko no go kill me, and I no want talk wetin I no want talk wetin I no suppose talk. Make we hear wetin Kola do in brothers, in brother and sister. Ka wo bo ṣe yọ shock absorber kúrò lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn.
Children are suffering. When we wonder, there's a huge amount of money. So when you say some of Abiola children are suffering, when we wonder, there's a huge amount of money that the man has left in his will, except the will has not been executed.
Okay, so let me give you some background on that. So basically, like we did the blood test, so we had a list of qualifying children. Now, so basically, if you look at the will and you see how systematic it is, he names the wives.
Hold on. The Kudirat pikin say they do will. Say they get list of qualifying children when they do blood test. Make you no be say Okoya say oldest children. Nígbà tí bàbá ti ṣe àgbé bàbá relé. Kó má lọ di pé Okoya's oldest children go just come say ọlọ́gbọ́n ni wá ná. We want to do blood test to check children. Make we know the one wey qualify and the one wey no qualify. At least for Nigeria, let us be honest. Everybody wey remember Baba Abiola, we remember say you no fit hear Abiola, make you no hear Kudirat, make you no hear Simbiat. At a point we hear say na Simbiat na marry Kudirat give Baba Abiola. No be so we hear. If person tell you say Kola Abiola go do everybody dirty, una go say na lie. Àṣé Kola, àṣé ọmọ bàbá ẹ̀ ni, àṣé yìí ń ṣọmọ àlè. Na baba carry ẹpọ̀n dáràn. Na him baba na dey call everybody lẹ́kùn. He no get baba responsibility. Na he dey tell all of them. He say make they go do DNA. Nígbà tán ṣe DNA tán, Abiola Kola say, you hear when the brother dey talk, he say the brother say when we have done the blood test and we have identified the qualifying children, abeg, which pikin Abiola go born wey you no go identify say na Abiola born am? You no even need DNA. Just by looking at their face, looking at their ears, looking at their mouth, you go know say na Abiola born these children. You no need DNA. Any doctor wey wan do DNA for Abiola children, except that doctor no ever meet Abiola before, he no know who Abiola be. Because if you know who Abiola be, you no need DNA for his children. Just like Baba Okoya, you no need DNA for any of Okoya children. Any Okoya gene strong well. The same with Ebora Owu. In gene strong well. You no need anybody to tell you say this one na Ebora Owu children. Even at a point, Ebora Owu wives sef come begin dey resemble am. Abuna never notice. Say Obasanjo wives, they resemble Obasanjo. I never notice. Oroburuku. Anyway, let us continue to hear.
He apportions money to them. I would like to give you something, some information on that. So my mom was number 2 on the list. I think she was apportioned 150,000 pounds. At the time, Kola had cited the fact that my mom died before my dad died. And because of that, British law would not allow him to release the 150,000 pounds to us. And
Sharp guy.
that his own mom too is dead, and he didn't get the 300,000 pounds for his mother. But you're the one sharing the money, so it's kind of odd that you're sharing something and you're saying that, oh, my mom is, it just felt kind of odd. If you wanted to, you could have actually given us the money, because like at the time of my mom's passing and then daddy's eventual assassination, we were really in a bad place. Like, from the last interview we had in the United States. So it would have been useful for us to have that funds. Not to mention my mom's apartment in the UK, before we knew anything, Kola had sold it without telling my brothers or my sister anything about it. So you can see that they were systematic in trying to impoverish my mom's side of the family.
Sherikwe, these brothers still dey speak phone, eh? Make it no be say, anyway, ìyàwó Sanyoyo. In children, they speak, after all, they call their mother Bitch. Make it no be say they go come, begin they call their mother, they go still call their mother name for the one way they do so. Because hope say, I'm just hoping, let us hope and believe. Say, Baba Okoya older children, they no go turn Kola Abiola, because if they use Kola Abiola style, ìyá máa jẹ, make it no be say, that their estate where they get, make it no be say na homeless accommodation go turn to. Make it no be say their house go, say Abiola property for Ikeja. They say if you waka pass the place, you go look and say, you no go even know say na Abiola Olowo ana, na e dey there, na e build that kind property. All those property, there is shadow of themselves. At least, even if we never pass there, we dey see news. We dey see the children, where they take us, they go around, they show us museum of Abiola house. This is where my father used to do sitting room. This is where my father used to do television. We dey see him. Now only picture we see. Abiola house in those days, we say if you dey drive past Ikeja, it was a talk of town. It was a talk of town back then. Who will believe say Abiola go write will? In Pikin go look the will, look in Papa, can't tell him Papa bloody fool uni. Ẹ̀yin lẹ dáràn, ebe ẹ̀yin lẹ lè zip up. Báwọn tèmi ṣe jẹ́ inú gbogbo ẹ̀. Hey, Tolu Benson, how are you? Yes, so auntie, polygamy is everybody to his own. Polygamy, that is the truth about it. Kole Abiola show all of them shege fire. He come begin to tell them, say, he tell them point blank. Say because the papa kpai, him mama kpai, he kudi, he kpai before him papa. Say the two of them, they kpai before. He said they no fit release money. He sell property. Shebi you hear the boy they talk. Now kudi pikin they talk. So he say their brother sell property. He don't let them know say he sell property. His sister come begin they do braid for abroad to make. Anyway, Antina model. She could get model body. She no be like me. She get model body. Anybody wey sabi ìyàwó wa Sanyoyo, make they go dey tell our wife say all those bags wey she get, make she sure say she dey use them well. At least she go fit sell am as second hand. she go make small money on top of her. She sell am second hand. So provided say na original na she buy. Say no be Turkey made and no be fake designer. If na correct designer, you know say Nigeria fake designer dey. Fake designer plenty pass original designer. You know say we fit dey look am now, they think say this designer are original. But if you no be original designer, that's another thing. I don't know whether she's smart. Me, I don't know that smartness, because remember, from what I heard, she's in the forefront of all his businesses. But remember, he also has older children, and Okoya had other wives that was managing all these businesses. The property that is causing the problem that we are talking about, it was the previous wife who had loaned money using those properties as collateral. And I don't think, from our people, I know people who try and say she's smart. But if she was smart, she inherited those property, as in she was taking care of the property after the Baba's ex-wife. So how come she didn't know about that level of debt? How come she didn't know not just about the level of debt, that the C of O of those properties that was used on loan is in the hands of Senator Domingo? How come she didn't know that? So she's not as smart, or she's not as clever as people assume her to be. That's what this tells me. And the truth is, I don't want to believe. You see the first wife, the previous wife of Baba, the Yales that are keeping quiet, are they really keeping quiet? Or is their case a case of agbotofe yinrin, agbára ló lọ mú wá? Or all of them, they are just waiting. Nígbà tí Baba ti gbẹ́mìí mì, ìgbà yẹn lolúkálùkù máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. When they say ilé orórogún, ọgbà wèrè, it's not far away. It's not far away from what we are seeing. If she like, make she carry camera, they clean Baba face, they clean Baba ears. Ìgbà tó fẹ́ fẹ́ra wọn, there was no camera. Na inside Ovation, I will see Baba dey wear tattered jeans. I remember that time, she go wear tattered jeans for front of Ovation. Dele Momodu go dey take picture shaka. He go dey put them for inside Ovation. Also Ovation, in short, at a point, his Ovation was basically about the Okoyas. At a point. Now here we go sit down, we will go watch cinema, because I don't want to believe the Okoya's children. I don't want to believe the older kids. The older kids will watch their moms. I don't want to believe they will just be watching their mom go through hell and back. I don't want to believe that. And their mom that is keeping quiet, the wives that are keeping quiet, like I said, are they truly quiet? Or is it a case of they are just waiting? They sat down. Nǹkan tágbàlagbà rí lórí ìjókòó tọmọdé bá gorí òkè kò lè rí. Is that what they are doing with her? It's going to be very, very interesting to see how things play out. Nígbà tí Baba bá gbẹ̀mí mì. Yes, auntie, I actually feel that way too, that all she's doing, she's just for the cameras. But even at that, you know, these people that kept quiet, Okoya has older boys and girls, older male and female kids. Okay? I don't want to be, because they were all fully involved. Please correct me if I'm wrong. To the best of my knowledge, they were fully involved in their father's businesses. So at what stage did they all answer off? Because there are a lot of things I've heard about this. At what stage did they all answer off? Did they answer off willingly? Baba also granted interview, remember? Where Baba was praising his... anyway, now here we go, sit down, we go watch. The movie go long. Tebangbo movie mapo. Sheba won Abiola ba je wala joko ton grant interview shere. And that Kola Omo Ake, Kola and Deji. Àwọn ọmọ lọ́mọ. Àwọn ọmọ tó ń gbéṣẹ́ anybody. As they do, as him brothers grant interview reach, as the rest of Abiola's children grant interview reach, Kola no kuku talk pim. Deji no talk a pim. They no answer anybody. tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ wọ́n fọ̀rọ̀ wá sọ̀rọ̀ Buhari. You know that time wey Buhari go carry toothpick put for mouth, all of us go dey scream. Na so Buhari go carry toothpick. Fellow Nigerian, the guy go do as if he no dey hear wetin we dey talk. Aunty Sherry, tó bá ní ìgbẹ̀yìn ọ̀sẹ̀ ni ìyàwó Sanyo máa mọ̀ pé Saturday òun ṣe Sunday. Na here we go watch movie. Na here. You know, if you remember, when Abiola was Abiolaing himself, Kola Abiola and Deji Abiola, they look everybody. They look like say they don't know wetin dey happen. They put do not disturb for their face. Now when their papa, who would have thought in their drunkest dream or in their wildest dream that Deji will treat Deji go treat he go treat the fuck up of all of his papa wife and everybody. Who would have imagined that? They said Kola, that this guy do the interview. He said at a point, say Kola set up email. They no fit reach am for telephone. Na email they use the email am. And they say no, they respond to email. And if let us be honest, if myself na Kola Abiola, I no go respond to email. When na me be Moshood Kashima wo Abiola ni. Mo fún ya yin lóyún ni, àbí mo bí yin. Ọlọ́gbẹ́ni, my papa put my name. He put our name as a executor of his trust. Odima, he don't put our name be that. If you want to do otherwise, you self go meet the papa, go in grave, go tell him make it change our name to your name. Now be waiting they do be that. You know, say Kola and his brother, they settle themselves. Olomoloma Roja, na their papa na no zip up. Exactly, auntie. That's the question. That's the question. The question is, why did they all suddenly answer? How come it's only her that everybody is seeing? That's the question. How come she's at the forefront of everything? Even our own children, our own Mashigbe, what alone be? Those children, they cannot even do anything. The one say they do glasses. He said they do Ejo, Shelly Gansa don't produce the glasses to Sheni. He said they do glasses. Now say go they talk. Hey, right, yeah, yo. Àwọn ọmọ tó ń bí tó ń fi táwẹ́lì jó wọn lẹ́nu. Nígbà tó wọ́n bá ń pè ìyá, nígbà tó wọ́n wò ìyá tó wò ìyá ṣìṣìṣù tó pè ìyá yìí ní BITCH. Èwo wà ní tàwa aráàta. There's no responsibility to them. Where did they stay for London? A rented apartment. Na luxury rented apartment. Let's even agree, say their mama get house. Why are they living in a rented luxury apartment? Because where they live is a luxury apartment. It's not their home. It's not a house that was bought for them. It's a rented apartment. Auntie, one of them he said the money where he get, say no be in papa money, say na his own money, that he worked out for his money. My question be say how old he be where they work out for his money? Èló lówó tó ní, iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? How old is Shade? Shade is my age now. Shade is 48. There's a lot. It's going to be very interesting anyway. Let me look for the interview where he said the money he has. Let me look for the video where he said the money he has that is not his father's money, that is his own personal money. I'm coming. Let me look for the video. I laughed. I say, èló ni Jero ní tó sọ pé òun na the video be this. Oh, sorry. No, not this one. Èló ni Jero ní tó sọ pé owó tóun ní no be it's not his father's money. It's his money. Actually, let me look for the video. When I was laughing, I said, it's not your father's money, Bibawo. Just give me 1 minute, please. Eh. Now it be this.
Sir Rahim, do you make your own money?
Yes, no. Yes, of course.
Or everything na daddy money?
I work, I make my money. Every penny in my bank today, it is based off of what I do in my
Your
daily
sweat?
life. Yes.
Okay. Now, the work, it they pay? Like, do you they enjoy the rating and everything?
I'm comfortable, Not be say I do where I won't be, but at least if I want chop, I go chop now.
Shengbo. Ejo, the question is, how old is Rahim that is saying that the money he owns, all the money in his bank account is his money? Èló go gone, iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Ọmọ tó yẹ kó bọ́lá ńlé. He say he dey work for his money. Abeg, which work he dey do? Make una help us ask Jero.
At least if I want chop, I go chop now.
Sir Rahim, do you make your own money?
Yes, no. Yes, of course.
Or everything na daddy money?
I work, I make my money. Every penny in my bank today, it is based off of what I do in my
Your
daily
Wonderful.
life. Yes.
Okay.
Ẹ bá wa
Now,
béèrè lọ́wọ́ Jero pé kí ni Jero ń ṣe. That's Sade's first son. He's in his 20s o. Help us ask the Jero pé iṣẹ́ wo ni Jero ń ṣe? Tó sọ pé I work hard for my money. Iṣẹ́ wo ni Jero ń ṣe? Iṣẹ́ wo ni Jero ń ṣe? That he's saying that I work hard for my money. But hey, it is what it is. Abi no be so they dey talk, huh? It is what it is. He say he work hard for his money. And if he's working hard for his money, who are we to say he's not working hard for his money? Omolomo, they born am na free of charge they stay house. The place where they stay for London, Okoya and Senator Domingo. He wake up one morning. He woke up to having butler, chef. He has his shuffle. He has domestic staff that are working around, that are working back to back in their house. I go take know how money be. Abi no be them. They say that they go party where they go they spray. They go they abi they get police with they spray money. I totally forgot to do that, man. Omolomo, Omolomo, where they enjoy life. Omolomo, where they enjoy life. Now the same Shade they say when na him son, na him stepson, the wife where the woman won't marry, the wife where the guy won't marry. They say the girl came from a poor home. Now she begin to scrutinize the girl. Hope you are not a gold digger. When I hear the thing, I say, hey, hope you are not a gold digger, Bibawu. Láti Bosibo. Hope you are not a gold digger. Ìwọ fún ara ẹ gan máa tàpátá dìde ni ẹ́. How you taking it, Baba? Let us start from there. They don't forget to say, yeah, we're not getting social media. They don't forget to say we get we get ovation. In those days, remember those days when they go put them for front of where she go wear tattered jeans. Wealth transfer, auntie. Where did they want to see wealth transfer from? In Nigeria. Where did they want to see wealth transfer from? With the amount of women that they pack. No. No, none of our own children have kids. RT, none of Sade's children have kids. The boy that got married was the son of there was one of Baba's wife that left. Is it that he left? I mean, he divorced her. I don't know what the story was. But he's the son of that one that got married. So she stood as, I don't know how it came to be, but she was the one that was the mother of the groom. So I think she had to bring up that boy, to the best of my knowledge. So she was the one that brought up the boy, and when the girl that the boy was supposed to get married to, or the girl that they said the boy actually wanted to get married to, she wasn't pleased with the girl, because the girl is from a very poor home. So she did not allow them get married. Then the boy then had to marry someone else, because she said the girl was from a very poor home. Imagine, ọmọ tó wá láti inú gutter tó sọ pé èèyàn wá láti inú poor home. No, it's not her son. It wasn't her biological son. It's her stepson. Her two sons, I think they probably recently graduated, because her kids are they are in their early 20s. Her two boys are in their early 20s. Yeah, Ajike, yeah, Ajike or Ajike, yeah. She did not allow the guy marry the girl he wanted to marry, because he said the girl was from a very poor home. So then the guy ended up marrying someone else. That the girl was too poor and she was a gold digger. I said, hey, lẹ́nu Ṣadé, lẹ́nu ìyàwó wa. Anyway, we are waiting to see what will happen with the Okoya's older children. Now, when we see wetin happen, na that time we can understand. When Baba don waka, at least Baba don reach quarter to go. Baba don dey knock go. Baba dey reception, he dey knock door. He just dey wait make they open door for am. Because Baba ò gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ mọ́ ní planet. Baba wà in different level. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀. Anyway, now when they don use thug, they pursue themselves. Nígbà tó lówó bá fi thug, àwọn káwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n kó wọn lọ sí abroad. Wọ́n wá fi thug. Ṣe rí pé even the poor people sef, they no get sense. They carry una. When they want to do dirty job, they go carry una come do am. When they want to live a lavish lifestyle, they know they call una. They know they call una for the show. They go call una when they need to do dirty job. Look at it now. Election dey come. Àbí na selection, àbí na election. Àwọn ọmọ mẹ̀kúnnù náà máa kó síta, náà máa ṣe tọ́ọ̀gì. Àwọn olóòwò máa snatch a ballot box. Àwọn olóòwò máa dé everywhere. Wọ́n máa go, àwọn olóòwò máa ṣe. Àwọn ọmọ olówó, you see say MC Olúọmọ, im own children dey dey abroad. They dey speak phone. Nígbà tó ọmọ táùtù bá wà lábroad tó ń sọ phone. Ọmọ táùtù ó wà lábroad. Ọmọ tó ń gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì, ọmọ tí bàbá yẹn gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ó wà lábroad. Wọ́n polish yẹ. Nígbà tí táùtù bá tún ní class, ẹ rí pé wàhálà wà. Police wey suppose dey protect the right of citizen. Police sef dey among those wey dey harass people. Ẹ rí pé nǹkan ń ṣe one country yẹn. Ẹ rí pé nǹkan ń ṣe wá seriously. And you will think ìyàwó wa wey come from humble beginning, you go think say she go get sense. Anyway, may no be say, I hope say the place where she come from, I hope say she go balẹ̀ ẹbẹ̀ jẹ́, because maybe like those people na go save am when kasala burst. Because look at it now. If Kudirat's children feed the Benusi Mike, at least there's nobody that will know Abiola that will say they don't know Kudirat. If Kudirat's children, let's even forget about the other children. Let's talk about Kudirat's children. If Kudirat's children are impoverished by the will of their father, you know say, now Abiola na fall in love. Kola no follow Abiola fall in love. Deji ko tẹ̀lé bàbá ẹ̀ fall in love. The baba write will based on the time where he still get the breath of life to the breathe. Deji no send him papa. Kola no send him papa. You hear now when the brother they say, I can never forgive him. Oh, forgive you, oh, forgive we. What is she nǹkan tó ní í ṣe? The truth be say, na your papa na him marry your mama. Kola no dey there. They no ask Kola decision the time where your papa won't marry your mama. And that is the gospel truth. As sad as it sounds, that's the truth. Kola is not responsible for the behavior of his father. And is not responsible for the responsibility of his father either. Kolukaluku jorúkọ father born ni òun lọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀. Ó ti ṣe nǹkan tó ní ṣe. Ó ti get out. Kola definitely nígbà tí ó stupid. He don't see wetin papa do. He himself no go make that kind of mistake. He go tidy in house with his own children. You know say Kola to òun náà fi ẹpọ̀n dáràn díẹ̀ náà. Níbi ni là ń jọ òun lọ̀rọ̀ Kola Abiola. Òun náà fẹ́ pọ̀n dáràn. But at least in the midst of his own fake modern, he borrow himself brain. Let's hope so. Anyway, na the matter now we see. Now the matter wey we see for street or social media. Now we say make we come discuss. Say our daddy's wife. Hey, one man shoe bebe. We go wait and see how the movie go play out when everything is done. Thank you everybody for joining. Make I go rest. Make I go dey productive and rest. Tomorrow work go start. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I don't do too show today. My mouth today pain me. I'll see you all later. Don't forget to subscribe to my travel channel. Wait be that my travel channel again. I always forget myself. Let me see. Don't forget to subscribe to my travel. Sorry, let me put my travel channel there. Just give me 1 minute, please. When I go see the face of the person, where they always they speak, where they talk like, where some people go say, "Hello, my brother." I no be brother, I be woman. When I go see my face, and my adventure, adventure that is adventuring me, when I go see am for there. So that's more a relaxed environment for me because adventure that is adventuring. Oh, sorry. That's more of a relaxed environment for me because it's me talking about my travel, lifestyle, and what I do. So if you subscribe and you like what I do, and please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Catchy Cruise. YouTube is misbehaving, so over time I will be most likely. Facebook is misbehaving over time. I mean, the aim is to eventually go back on YouTube and start streaming. But yes, definitely I'll be streaming on Facebook. But so we're always in touch with ourselves. Kindly keep subscribing to my YouTube channel. I've got my travel channel and my and Catchy Cruise. Thanks a lot and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.